Hello and welcome back to yet another video once again, and welcome to iRacing. Something that I've not said on this channel yet. I recently reactivated my iRacing license to drive the car that we're looking at here, which is the new Porsche Cup car. I'm obviously a very big fan of the Porsche Cup series, which is no secret. This time we're doing something that I've not done on iRacing before, and we're trying out the adaptive AI feature. As always, before we go any further with the video, if at any point you find yourself enjoying it and you want to be an absolute legend, please remember to hit the thumbs up button. And if you want to be an even bigger legend, please do consider subscribing to the channel and helping me get towards that 1,000 subscriber milestone. We're getting closer every day, and if you'd be willing to help out, I'd be massively grateful. But with that out of the way, let's get ourselves out on track and see how this adaptive AI performs. We're on the max out difficulty, or challenging mode, or whatever it is they call it. It's as hard as it can get, put it that way. We've got ourselves a little 6-lap Porsche Cup race at the Mexico GP circuit, which, please forgive my ignorance because I cannot remember its full official name. I have to be careful because I don't have a radar. Unfortunately, I did have Race Labs running in the background, but completely forgot to enable it in OBS, so apologies for that. This is the first time I've actually tried out the adaptive AI feature within iRacing. Obviously we tried out race rooms and that was really good, so I have even higher hopes for this one. And it's nice to try out the new Porsche Cup car as well, because I never really got too much chance to try this out when it, before I let my iRacing subscription run out, but I've reactivated it to try this out. Which I think that in itself is, probably an odd decision, but unfortunately, with iRacing, you have to have a subscription regardless of what you want to do with it, which I think is potentially something which needs a review. Wait, am I going mad? Or is there no stadium loaded in here? Have I got it on an old version? I think I must do. Unless I'm losing my mind. There was a lot of buildings that were not rendered in just then. Anyway, digressing. The AI, that's the important part of this video. So far, really quite impressive, to be totally honest with you. Other than the fact that they're sort of training a little bit at the moment, I'd be hard pressed to tell you that these weren't real players. They seem to be a lot more sort of natural in their movement. They don't dart about all over the place like AMS2 do. They just went for a little overtake on each other there as well. Yeah, they're having a nice little battle between themselves here. This grey one going to take the position. Can we sneak through with him? Obviously I've not got a radar, so I have to be careful. Leave some space there. Get through as well. Yeah, this is good. This is a lot of fun, actually. I can't believe I've not tried this up until now. Yeah, there's definitely no stadium section here. This might be due to the fact that the last time I played iRacing was more than likely in VR. And I think I turned a lot of the crowd off for VR. But it could be that I've just selected an older version of the track as well. That's a very real possibility and just not realised. But there's definitely a lot of scenery missing from that stadium section, let's put it that way. Not important, but... Whoa. Did not expect him to turn across us so sharply. One thing I don't particularly enjoy about iRacing is the way the cars handle curbs, or lack thereof seemingly. I mean, I know that was a sausage curb, but it really feels like a lot of the curbs are just so overly aggressive. Like the car just takes a long time to settle after you hit a curb, which I don't think is particularly realistic. And I definitely don't feel that in other sims. I mean, the way the car just bounced off the inside of that curb there was definitely odd. So far, minus that one little incident, this has been some really enjoyable racing. We got a nice little run on number 8 now. I've just realised that I've got my Race Lab app running, but you won't be able to see that in the capture. We've been squeezed to the inside now. We've got the move done. Just a little tap on the rear there. So we are up into P13. And we're about halfway. Can we get a top 10? Can we sneak a top 10 in? I do really miss driving the Porsche Cup car in iRacing, I have to say it. Even though it doesn't give the most feedback as far as the driving goes. It can be a very fun series to race. It can be very challenging as well. And the old Porsche Cup car, obviously without the electronics, was one of those cars that was difficult to drive, but very rewarding when you got it right. It was very rewarding when you got it right. But obviously, because it didn't have those electronics, it was so easy to get it wrong, and obviously in online racing, that's so early on the brakes there. In online racing, that's, you know, a bit of a recipe for disaster when you got a car like that, and obviously it does not require a high license to be able to race it, which is also one of the big appeals for a lot of people. But definitely a fun series to drive. Like I said, people probably have already figured out how much I like the Porsche Cup series by now. This is not the first time I've spoken about it, and it certainly will not be the last. I think we got a bit of damage because our car is definitely pulling in some of the braking zones. A bit reluctant to stop. But I have to say, this has been a fun race. I wish this didn't require the same sort of subscription to be able to play. And I'm not, you know, before anyone gets the wrong idea, I'm not for 1 second suggesting that it should be free to play offline. That's not my suggestion. But what I do think could be done is a different kind of payment option for people who just want to race against the AI. You know, maybe they just want to run like an offline championship just for their own enjoyment. Could there be like a flat fee to play the game and all the content that you already own in an offline setting like this? Because this is genuinely a lot. It is a lot of fun. I mean, I know that we got past a group of cars and that was pretty much it. We've not really made too much further progress, which is mainly down to my shocking driving. You know, I never said I was any good at this. But I think this has probably been the most realistic version of an AI race. Oh. What was I saying before about the curbs in iRacing? Well, unfortunately, because I am a bit of a noob, I did manage to ruin my race for myself, but up until that point I was having a really good time. This was definitely some of the most human-like AI I've ever tried out, which I did mention at certain points throughout the video. Honestly, if you just loaded me into this and didn't tell me otherwise, I'd be really hard-pressed to say that these weren't real people. Not because it was the most action-packed race, but just the way that the cars moved around just felt really natural to me. Something that I pick up on quite a lot in AMS2 is the cars move around in a very darty sort of fashion. The movements can be really quite jerky and it's very apparent that they're not real, but in iRacing, I didn't get that at all. Everything seemed nice and smooth, nice and fluid, and it made it feel genuinely quite lifelike. And like I said during the race, it's just a real shame that this requires the online subscription fee. I know that obviously iRacing is a business, they have to make money, and like I said, I do not expect this to be a free thing that they offer for people to race only offline. However, I do think it would be really nice if they could somehow introduce a different tier to the subscription. If, say, there was an option for maybe paying a flat fee of £25, £35 for just access to iRacing's offline features as an example, and then if you want to race online as well, you can pay for the subscription fee either at a reduced or the normal rate, depending on what they do with the pricing. I think a lot of people would probably be quite interested in that, just as a means to be able to practice. So frequently on Reddit I see people saying that they want to make the jump into online racing, but they don't want to ruin other people's races, they don't want to take anyone out, they've just been doing a lot of offline practice in other games. It would be great if iRacing was to offer a different type of pricing model to enable people to get that practice, get a handling on how the game drives, and then move into online racing. Just a thought, of course, just an idea. You might disagree with me and that's totally fine, but let me know what you think in the comments below, and as always, if you made it this far into the video, thank you very, very much for sticking around. If you enjoyed it, please remember to hit that thumbs up button because that really helps me out. And like I said, we're getting very close to 1,000 subscribers now, and if you'd help me out getting there, I would appreciate that so very much. But as always, until the next time, take it easy, keep it on the track, and I will catch you in the next one.